YouTube? How are we doing? Good morning. Happy Tuesday morning. Happy championship day for the U.S. WBC championship tonight. But we got to lock in on something else first. College baseball. I believe it was week 5. Full of stories, full of headlines. First week that everyone was playing college or conference play this weekend. Has some incredible games, some home run robberies, some ejections, some crazy walk-offs. We had it all this weekend. This weekend had it all. Epic first week of conference play for the entirety of the nation. If you haven't watched any of the games, you know where to go. YouTube, Wheels, shout out. He is the GOAT of all highlights. Bobby, how was your week of college baseball, buddy? I know we've been wrapped up in the WBC. We had a lot of motorsport stuff going on over the weekend. What were you able to watch last week?
Did we lose Bobby? No, I'm here. I'm still here. I watched so obviously locked into the WBC because how could you not?
Right.
I did watch some of the NASCAR race. I watched most of the NASCAR race. And I've got some college baseball in over the weekend. A little bit of spring training baseball over the weekend too. Just kind of watched a little bit of it all, man.
Yeah, there was a lot happening over the weekend. A lot of sports happening. We had conference tournament for college basketball, which I don't know how many people were watching. I watched a couple games. I didn't really have time to get into it. We had
first a little bit. I was more watching baseball.
Oh yeah, WBC has been insanity. I mean, it was just a lot. So, again, shout out to Wheels on YouTube for catching me up the last, I want to say 48 hours ish. Trying to get ready for this show. So let's get to the headlines. Let's get to the juicy stuff for college baseball. Midweek headlines. There wasn't a lot. They were a little few and far between, but we had the headlines we had were some pretty good headlines. Elon upsets NC State. NC State finally back in the top 10. First time in a while, a couple years now. They were held scoreless by Elon, which is insanity. I went back, I checked the lineup. They had most of their weekend starters in there. So shout out to Elon for going on the road and getting it done against NC State. Boston College tops UConn in what could only be described as a spring football game. And this is why. Chance, guess the baseball score of Boston College against UConn.
21-17.
21-17. Bobby?
21-20.
26-19 was the final score of a baseball game. Wow. Wheels didn't have this game, unfortunately. I'm sure this would have been, I don't think he had enough time to make this video, because this would have been a 2-hour highlight video. Wow, 26-19 in a baseball game is you don't see that. So yeah, it was a spring football game. I think they might have gotten mixed up. But yeah, that happened. Bobby, the wagon, Coastal Carolina, getting it done against Wake Forest. Needed that. Wagon back on the winning track. We needed that. Georgia Southern quieting the Clemson offense in a 6-1 victory. Did it at home. Good for them. Number 23 ranked Florida got a huge win. Huge 6-3 win over number 20 Florida State. Watch the highlights of this one. It was a banger. It was an epic game. Um, Southern Miss wins 2-1 over Ole Miss. And then Oklahoma State walked it off against Dallas Baptist in 10 innings. That was a 7-6 victory for Oklahoma State. And then LSU, Bobby, I know you were pumped about this, back on the winning track with a nice win over Creighton. I know Creighton's not much to kind of be excited for, but a win is a win when you've been on a little bit of a downward spiral if you're LSU. And then USC stayed perfect with a 10-inning walk-off against San Diego. I caught the end of this game. Phenomenal game. And then we got into conference play. Those who don't know, this was the first week that the entire college baseball nation was in conference play for the weekend, and there was a lot of stuff. Let's dive in, Bobby. Georgia Tech took the series against Clemson. Tech's offense, Bobby, and I hate to say this because I despise Georgia Tech. I may not despise Georgia Tech like Ohio State fans despise Michigan, but I'm pretty close. But game recognizes game, and they have scored 254 runs in 20 games. That's insane. Most in D1 by a lot. They're averaging almost 13 runs per game. 13. They have outscored opponents 254 to 83. For those who aren't understanding quite what I'm saying, that is a historic run. If they continue to do that, Georgia Tech might go down as the greatest college offense of all time. That's what kind of run.
Yeah, but you got to win it all to get that title.
Right, absolutely. But just the numbers they are throwing out there. This could be one of the most high-powered, dangerous offenses that college baseball has ever seen. And the baseball fan in me is like, here we go, this is cool. The Georgia fan in me says, this fucking sucks. I hate it. I hate it. But it is really cool. I mean, and then you have Tech's ace, Tate McKee, who went 6 shutout innings on Friday night. He's now 3-0 with a 2.82 earned run average, which, if you're not a college baseball connoisseur like Bobby and I, that's hard to do. The average earned run average for college baseball starter is 4+. For a reliever, it's just under around 3.8, 3.9. So they're hovering around the same. But the average is around a 4. So that's four runs every 9 innings. So, I'm just saying. To have that is
College games, though.
Yeah. And Tech, whenever he throws the series opener, Georgia Tech is 17-4, which is the best in the country. So when he's on the mound on a Friday or a Thursday or a Friday, because sometimes they'll start on Thursdays, they're winning baseball games. Virginia was impressive in their series win over Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech kind of dropping the ball. They were kind of on my list to watch out for preseason because I thought they could make some noise. But Virginia has opened a lot of eyes. I mean, they were unranked in the preseason. They are now ranked 9th going into week 6. Very, very impressive from Virginia. And, starting the conference play, they won the series against North Carolina and now Virginia Tech. I think UVA might be the threat next to Georgia Tech in the ACC. So I think it's those two teams. Florida State might be just behind them. We'll see if what North Carolina can do, but those are my 4 in terms of threats of the ACC tournament. Bobby, the wagon, they brought the brooms on the road with them to App State. Got it done. Wasn't pretty, but they got it done. A much needed 4-0 week after a very sloppy week 4. They needed a big week. They got it. Went perfect. The wagon needed that for sure. They're now, I think, 13 or 14-6, one of the two. But either way, huge deal. Georgia takes a wild series against Tennessee. UGA's pitching. I think we said it from the outset, Bobby. They keep giving us more questions than answers. They have me every single week asking more and more questions, and they keep giving me less and less answers. It's not good. It's very not good. They need to start giving me some answers for me to take them as a serious threat come tournament time, because that is the thing that always lets them down in the tournament. And for Tennessee, lawless, brother. I'm going to say this. Kids who watched that game and who have been watching that on Twitter and watched it on Pat McAfee's show, watched them talking about it, you better make sure that the ball is at least 450 feet before you start trotting. Because there is nothing more embarrassing than what happened to him on Sunday. Nothing more embarrassing. Incredible play by the freshman, mind you. But you can't be slamming the bat, pointing, walking down. You can't not make it to first base on a wall scraper. Yeah. That's just me. That is where the kids are watching this and going, yeah, I should do that. And the kids need to watch that and be like, I shouldn't do that. Can't happen. If the coach doesn't bench him, I would be shocked. That is a benchable offense. I think if we did that for Coach Lee, I think we would have been benched. Probably running.
Just told you take your stuff and don't come back.
Yeah, they can't happen. It was hilarious to me. Now, did I think the ball was gone? I thought it was close. I was like, damn, he got a hold of it.
I thought it was close.
But then I kept watching the freshman left fielder, forget his name, I think his last name is Johnson. He kept going at it like he had a play, and I'm like, is it going? Is it going to be off the wall? And then he jumps and caught it, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. What a way to end a series.
That was awesome.
But I did get a question answered from Georgia's offense this weekend to pull out a series win against, yes, Tennessee's not who they were, but they're still a good program. That's still a good team. They still have a bunch of studs on that team. To pull off a 2 out of 3 victory when I think they only hit 5 home runs the entire series. This is a team that leads the nation in home runs. So give Tennessee credit. They kept them in the ballpark for the most part, but still found a way to get it done without the home run ball. That was huge. To win tight ball games, to not necessarily need your home run ball to do it is massive. It shows me a lot about the offense that, hey, when the home run ball isn't there, we're going to lose games. No, this team has a great chance of winning games in many other ways other than home runs. We'll see if that continues. They got a big series this weekend on the road. We'll get to it. But either way, huge win. Florida State breaking out the brooms against Wake Forest. Wake Forest fans, do not look now. Oh, that was an ugly week. You go from winning 15 straight to going 0-4 in 1 week. No bueno. 15 straight to 4 straight losses is not good, especially when the offense was shut out 2 of the 3 games by Florida State. And in a 2-0 Saturday win by Florida State, Wake Forest only got 1 hit. 1 hit and I think 1 or 2 walks. It's not good, Bobby. It's not good if you're a Wake Forest fan. USC's perfect record is over. USC did take the series, but their perfect 25-0 record is done. Northwestern pulled off a huge miracle, it seems like, getting the W over USC, ending the perfect record. I think they were the last ones with a perfect record in college baseball. Arkansas, home series victory against Mississippi State. Now, there was questions on Twitter, is Mississippi State legit? I think they are. I still think Mississippi State is great because all 4 of their losses are against high-ranked opponents so far. So I can't look at Mississippi State and call them pretenders just yet. Now, if they lose to a bum SEC school, maybe get swept or lose a series, have a 1-3, 1-4 week, okay, we can have that conversation. But Bobby, I don't think, hey, you lose to 4 ranked teams, 3 of those losses are to teams inside the top 10. We should dock you a whole bunch of spots. Personally, I don't think that's the way it needs to be. Damn, that wind really blowing out there now. Jeez. I don't know about you, but I don't think so. I also think Arkansas's pitching is going to be a problem. Bobby, Arkansas's pitching is really fucking good.
They are every year.
They have stepped it up to a new level this year. I don't know what they did. I did not think Arkansas was deep in the bullpen like they have this year, but shout out to them. They got a lot better. This one's going to hurt the soul, Bobby. This one's going to hurt your soul a little bit. Vanderbilt taking the series against LSU.
LSU won 2 of 3.
Huh?
LSU won 2 of 3.
I saw Vanderbilt winning 2 of 3, but that is my fault if I didn't see it right.
LSU won Friday and Sunday.
LSU is one of the league and nation leaders in walks. Bobby, that's not good. Last year, they were fewest in the league in walks. They did not walk people. This year, a lot of walks.
Seeing your scores, but they won Friday and Sunday.
I thought Vanderbilt walked off Friday, but I could be wrong. That was Saturday. Okay, so LSU took 2 of 3. My apologies.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, let's fact check myself here. I don't want to give out misinformation.
They took it to Vanderbilt Sunday, and I'm pretty sure they won pretty decent Friday night too.
Let's see. Vanderbilt won 13-12. I think that was the walk-off on Friday. That's what I'm looking at here on ESPN. Yep. And then, let's see, Saturday. Scrolling. Scrolling still. I'm seeing 11-3 Vanderbilt for Saturday, and then Sunday, I believe 16-9 on Sunday. So Vanderbilt did take 2 of 3.
They won Friday.
No, that was that crazy.
Friday, so I kind of lost following along with shit.
Yeah, no, you're good. No, there was that crazy walk-off by Vanderbilt. Down 2 to their, I think it was 1 out, maybe 2 outs, and big lefty stepped up and pimped a 3-run home run off the net, the back net in right center field. Ball was crushed. Crazy game. And Vanderbilt was up 10-4 at the time too. And LSU came all the way back. A lot of walks, hit batters, errors, whole deal. A lot of work to do, I think, for both teams though, Bobby. I think that was the theme of that game. Both programs have a lot of work to do if we want to seriously start talking about them making a run.
Great success.
Here we go with the friggin' sounds. Hi, Jason.
Yo.
Um,
didn't hit that sound.
Oklahoma took an insane series against Texas A&M. Series had a little bit of everything. Had an ejection on Friday night after a bat slam. I think a player got ejected too. Coach definitely got ejected. Coaches audibly, you can visibly see them, fuck you, bitch, on the replays. It's great. Again, go watch it on Wheels YouTube channel. Funny as shit. Close games, a whole bunch of great pitching. But a lot of good stuff. Week 6 games to watch, Bobby. We got some good games this week. Unfortunately, tonight no one's going to be watching any of those games because tonight is the championship of the WBC. And if you're watching anything else, I don't know what you're doing. But if you're very uncultured and just don't care about the WBC, which is insanity to me, Wake Forest plays Liberty. Wake Forest looking for a bounce back after going 0-4. South Carolina.
It's a team that can beat you down if you're not careful.
Yep. South Carolina will take on Charlotte in a good unranked matchup. Auburn fans, hang on tight. This is going to be a long week for you. Tuesday night, Auburn hosts number 3 ranked Georgia Tech. Oh yeah, like that's gonna be a good one. Why?
Nessa thinks that's what you look like.
It's what I look like? If you say so. UNC Wilmington is at home against NC State. That should be a good matchup. And then this is a 2-game series, but Tuesday night, Wichita State and Nebraska. Nebraska's 14-5. We'll see how they do in the Big Ten, but I like where Nebraska's at. Wednesday, not a whole lot to look at. Wichita State, Nebraska, game 2. And then Liberty will take on number 9 Virginia. So Liberty has a big week to kind of stake their claim as one of the better programs in the country. Conference play week 3, starting on Thursday. Bobby's LSU Tigers are at home against number 8 Oklahoma. I think LSU needs this like they need air, buddy. This is a big weekend for LSU. Number 2 overall preseason favorites and not ranked currently after 5 weeks. Ole Miss 16-5. They had a pretty good series against Texas. We didn't get into every series because there was a lot of good shit that happened over the weekend. I mean, I got time for that today. They will take on number 15 Kentucky, and they come into week 6 at 18-2. Bobby, did you expect Kentucky to be this good?
No.
They have a little bit of everything, it seems like. It seems like they pitch really well. They piss on every baseball they hit. I mean, I think they might lead the nation in exit velocity or average exit velo. It's another great offense. But I think Kentucky is really good on the defensive side. That's where they kind of make their name, pitching and defense. Starting Friday, Pitt will host number 3 Georgia Tech. So, Bobby, if you're around, not doing anything, want to go check out Georgia Tech's
the game Friday.
Yep, high-powered offense, have a blast. That team can go nuclear on you in a minute.
Hey, don't sleep on Pitt.
I'm not sleeping on Pitt, but
going into the weekend, I think he's actually our left fielder, was actually leading the nation in RBIs.
He is. That is true.
I don't think he is anymore. He might be because he might have a big weekend. We did take 2 or 3 from Stanford over the weekend.
Chances Notre Dame Fighting Irish take on Clemson, who dropped to 19th after a very rough weekend against Georgia Tech. Number 9, Virginia will take on number 24, Wake Forest. Wake Forest needs a big week. I think Virginia needs another big week as well. Two teams, a lot to prove. Number 11, Florida State will take on number 10, NC State. That is my series to watch. That is going to be a lot of fun. Two teams evenly matched. I'm very excited. Florida State, hard place to go and win baseball games. Should be good. Bobby the Wagon, Coastal Carolina, stayed at 16th in the rankings. That's okay. They take on JMU at home.
You don't want them to be high ranked. You need them to just fly under that radar.
Yep, absolutely. Two teams kind of on the brink of being ranked, trying to kind of figure out who they are. East Carolina takes on UAB at home. Bobby, two teams that we watch every year that are kind of always on the cusp. You never know what to expect. So definitely
East Carolina usually at least makes the regional. UAB, I don't think had for a couple years.
Mm-hmm. Tennessee dropped from 19th to 22nd after their series loss. They'll take on Missouri at home, who is 15-5 to start the season. And I said it earlier, number 5 Auburn, they're going to be put through a gauntlet this week. But if they come out with a 3-1 record this week, I don't see why they aren't at the number 1 position. No offense to UCLA, but strength of schedule is a thing. And if they come out after facing Georgia Tech and now number 2 Texas, I don't see, and if they go 3-1, I don't see why they don't shoot up to number 1.
I think Texas is going to handle business.
I think so too. I'm not saying that's what Auburn is going to do. I firmly believe Texas is going to go handle business because I don't know if Auburn's offense is ready for Texas's Friday night guy. He is.
Texas has the best rotation in college baseball.
It's not even close. It's not even close. Texas A&M will host number 7 Georgia. We'll see what Georgia has on the road. Not necessarily a great road team. Alabama, 15-6, still unranked surprisingly. I was kind of surprised by that. They'll host number 18 Florida, and Florida had a pretty good week, going 3-1. Good unranked here. Kansas State, 15-5, will take on Arizona State at 14-5. Good after dark matchup there. Number 6 Mississippi State will host Vanderbilt, coming off a good weekend. North Carolina will host
a good series.
Yeah, that's going to be a good series for sure. North Carolina hosting Louisville, good unranked team there. And then the number 1 team in the nation, UCLA, will host Maryland. Just kind of hoping Maryland would be at home. Maybe I could go watch it.
Yeah, get a little bit of that cold weather.
Yeah. So that's kind of what you got for the games to watch and series to watch. Bobby, what are you looking forward to most this week?
Just seeing more conference play because you get I think a better feel of how teams actually are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta say I'm looking forward to seeing how good it actually is Auburn. I think that's my number 1 thing.
Yes.
Because.
And I think Texas is a good team to test that against.
Absolutely. You get the best offense in college baseball, and then you get the best pitching staff and the best rotation in baseball for that weekend. That's going to be exciting. They've had a lot of hype surrounding them. I've been up and down on whether to believe the hype or to leave the hype alone. And this week will kind of show me, hey, is this team legit? Is this team going to be good come the tournament? This is a big prove it weekend for them. And like I said, if they're not number 1, they'll be right next to UCLA at number 2. I think even if the only way Auburn could shoot to number 1, they'd have to handle business pretty solidly, but I don't think they will.
I think they sneak one. I
Yeah.
think they'll sneak one game. But I don't think they beat Texas twice.
Yeah. Being at home helps them a little bit. They're not on the road this week. They're at home for all 4 of their games, so that will help them. But I don't know if it'll help them enough.
Yeah, Texas is that good.
Texas is just that damn good. I'm interested to see what Notre Dame looks like against Clemson. The Fighting Irish at 11-6, not having a bad year, kind of flying under the radar, but always seem to make it around tournament time. Chance, I know you don't watch college baseball, but hey, the Fighting Irish, they have sweet unis. The only program that could pull off a gold helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Love Clemson's tradition too. Got to watch that over the weekend. That's always exciting.
I'm excited to see what Pitt can do against Georgia Tech.
Yeah, we're gonna see how good Pitt really is this week.
If they get blown out, they do. But I'm more interested to see, is it going to be a keep fighting or a roll over and die blowout?
Yeah. Does a 10-5 turn into a 20-5?
Yeah. Or does that 10-5 finish at like a 12-7 game?
Yeah.
Where you're still clawing, trying to fight back.
Mm-hmm.
You can just be outmatched.
Right. Or you're down 2 and you got first and second 2 outs with a chance,
Yeah.
Big prove it weekend for teams. That's gonna be a lot of fun because we're actually gonna be watching this weekend. Because again, tonight, championship game, WBC. I will be live. I don't know if these 3 are gonna be joining me. I know they got work and other things going on in life happening, but I will be live, sitting right here tonight on Twitch, reacting to the WBC. At least probably for the first 6 or 7 innings. I don't know if I'll go the full game because I work for a living, so that we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Go watch the WBC. You ain't got nothing to do. Go watch the WBC. Stop bullshitting around and root on the USA. Have a great rest of your day. That's Bobby. That's Jason. That's Chance. We'll see you next time.